What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of MDafterDark here. So yeah, I'm back from the Bucks game. Sadly, that they lost. Yeah, sadly that is indeed. But anyways, my
No,
corner back
sadly
with you.
that you're here.
Oh,
Boom, bro.
yes, it's a sad day that I'm back. So yeah, yeah. But anyways, my corner here, back with y'all. We're with Andre Taylor there. So. Ray, I listened to the podcast before I got on here. Sounded great. Sounded great alone. Proud of you, brother. So yeah, how is Dre Drain tonight?
Everything sucks. I hate everything. I'm done gambling, bro. I can't do it anymore. I only lose now. I went from making almost $1,000, and I've probably taken out like 100 since then. So I haven't made anything basically.
Yeah, that's just how it is what it is, but
Stupid, bro.
yeah, gambling will sometimes treat you like that for some reason. I don't get why. It certainly treated me like
It's
that.
like it's like you bet on people to do their job, and they don't do their job right. Like, well, actually, most of the time it's not even them; it's their coaches. The amount of times I've gotten sabotaged by a coach not playing their star player in crunch time makes no sense. It's basically like the St. John's coach keeping R.J. Lewis out in the final 3 minutes when they needed a bucket, even though he was like 3 for 17. Like, you don't do that at your best player.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't know what Patino was thinking about that RJ Lewis move, but yeah. Sometimes, yeah, that'll happen sometimes. It's really frustrating when it does, especially I've been there a
Everything's
lot.
frustrating. Got no money.
Yeah,
Got no bands.
yeah, hopefully some luck will change for tonight's episode of the podcast. We'll try to keep it positive vibes, mainly for the rest
No,
of the night.
negative vibes only.
Darn. Alright, I guess we're having a counseling session today. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
TSPMO.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. All right, so let's start out. Dre, so what do you want to start? What do you want to talk about first in this counseling session tonight?
I don't care.
All right.
I'm not in
Um,
the mood. I am not in the mood to be making decisions.
all right. All right. I guess I'll be making them all tonight. Let's go do that. So first, so we have the first night of the Elite Eight action starting tonight. So we only had two games today. First game, we got the number one seed Florida defeated the number three seed Texas Tech, 84-79 tonight. Florida was led by Walter Clayton Jr., no surprise there. He had 30 points tonight, including coming up with those clutch threes in the end, and of course those free throws.
Yeah,
What a night for
guess who didn't bet on him after betting on him for the last 5 times he's played, but then as soon as he doesn't score his points, I don't bet on him and then he drops 30 because I'm an idiot. I'm done. No, everything makes me so mad. Hang on. You just keep going.
All right. And then also coming off the bench for Florida was Thomas Haw. He had 20 points and 11 rebounds. Good night for him. He was 4 for 6 from the 3-point line tonight and 4 for 4 on the free throw line as well. So good night for Thomas Haw there. And then Elijah Martin had 10 points and 7 rebounds for the Gators. And then meanwhile leading the way for Texas Tech was Darian Williams, who had 23 points. And then JT Toppin had 20 points and 11 rebounds. He struggled from the field tonight, 9 for 22. Yeah, it's kind of rough for him. And off the bench, Chance McMillan had 14 points off the bench. So overall, shooting numbers are okay. Texas Tech shot 43%, 43.1%. Texas Tech shot 43.1%. Florida shot 43.9%. And then both teams shot around 37%. But the main difference in the ball game here, Texas Tech shot 7 for 13 for the free throw line, shooting 53.8, and then Florida shot 25 for 27, shooting 92.6% from the free throw line. Yeah, it was overall just a back and forth game in the first half. Then Texas Tech took a lead in the second half. Florida would then come rally and then hit those clutch threes in the end. And then made their free throws and overall pulled off the win. And they are going to their first Final Four since, I believe, since 2014. So good job.
Was
So
that the year
congratulations.
Chris Chioza hit that shot against the Badgers? No, that was like 2018, wasn't it?
That was like I think 2017.
That was close.
Yeah, because 2018 was the year that Wisconsin did not make the tournament. Yeah,
Losers.
yeah. But anyways, Trey, your thoughts about Florida getting the win against Texas Tech tonight?
Other than Walter Clayton, um, Darian Williams had a good game. JT Toppin had a good game as always. Um, the Richard guy for Florida kind of struggled today, but at least from what I saw, I don't know if he did at the very end, but yeah, Florida's probably gonna. So if so Florida's in the Final Four now.
Yep.
Who do they play?
They will play the winner between Michigan State and Auburn.
Damn, I would really like to see an Auburn Florida national championship, but sadly we won't see that. Um, damn, I don't know. So who won, Duke or Alabama?
All right, we're going to get to that next. So Duke got the win over Alabama, 85-5 tonight.
Made my night even worse.
Yeah. Sadly, sadly Duke defeated Alabama tonight, 85-65. Leading the way for Duke tonight was Con Knuppel, who had 21 points, and then Cooper Flagg had 16 points and 9 rebounds, and then Tyrese Proctor had 17 points, 5 rebounds on the night, and then Kaman Malawach had 14 points, 9 rebounds, and then also Con Knuppel had 3 steals on the night as well. And then that's pretty much for Duke. And then Alabama was led by LeBaron Philon. He had 16 points and 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals in the night. And then Grant Nelson and Chris Youngblood each had 10 points tonight. And then Mark Sears struggled tonight. 6 points, 2 for 12 in the field, 1 for 5 for 3, and then 1 for 3 in the free throw line. As you see, Dre's got the belt. Yeah, that's basically what Duke did to Alabama, especially in that second half. BTA. Definitely. And then looking Alabama, they shot 25 for 51 in their Sweet 16 game tonight. 8 for 32, 25% from the 3-point line. That's basically the main story of
They
the
made as
game.
many 3-pointers last game as they
Yeah.
shot percentage wise.
Yeah, that's kind of insane. But overall, Alabama could not replicate their shooting success in Elite 8 like they did in the Sweet 16. But yeah, Duke, it was Duke got up to an early lead. Alabama kind of came back. Then Duke kind of made a run towards the end of the first half. And then the second half, it was basically all Duke. So, Dre, I know you're kind of upset about Alabama losing tonight, but what are your thoughts about tonight?
I just don't want Duke to win the national championship. I just want whoever the winner is between Auburn, Michigan State, and Florida. I just want whoever that is to win. Unless Tennessee and who's the other team?
Houston.
Unless Tennessee or Houston can somehow beat Duke. I think if Auburn makes the national championship, they will have a very good shot at beating Duke if they make it because Johnny Broome, Cooper Flagg is not dunking on that guy. I don't care how high he can jump. Johnny Broome is a brick wall.
Yeah, Broome has been one of the best players in college basketball all year long. I think he he is in contention for the Wooden Award. I think he might have won the Wooden Award this year.
The SEC Player of the Year,
Oh no, this
or
is
the
National
best
Player of
power
the
forward. Oh,
Year. Yeah, Wooden Award has not been announced yet, but John I. Broome looks like him or Cooper Flag definitely could win the Wooden Award this year. So that would be a great national title. But anyway, so yeah, Duke will play the winner between Tennessee and Houston. Tennessee and Houston will be played tomorrow, as well as Michigan State and Auburn. So that's it for the college basketball night for the Elite Eight. Again, just 2 games tonight. There will be 2 games tomorrow, and we'll recap as well once those games finish up and at nighttime. So, Dre, you want to lead us in NBA?
Hang on. You sure, why not?
Make you feel a little bit better.
And honestly, we're doing this a little bit earlier than usual. I'm running on what I stay up until 4 in the morning, so I'm running on like 4.5 hours of sleep at the moment. So yeah,
Yeah,
our first game was the Orlando Magic. I'll do the Michael Hernan to the
BTA.
Sacramento Kings, 121-91. The Magic were led by Paulo Banchero, obviously, and then Franz Wagner with 21. Paulo had 24. Caleb Houston had 18 off the bench. Pretty good performance. Wendell Carter with 12. Goga Batadze with 12 and 10. Double double. They're the only people that had at least double digits. And then in the 900 players that played for the Kings today, DeMar DeRozan led the way with 21 points. Domantas Sabonis, another double-double with 14 and 13. And Zach LaVine with 10. Only 3 people in double digits for the Kings.
Wow.
I mean, both teams didn't even shoot 50%, but the Kings struggled at the three-point line. 7 for 28, 25% to the 46% of the Magic. And then the Magic struggled at the free throw line. 62% to the Kings 80. And then the Kings turned it over 16 times to the Magic 12, and the Magic won the rebounding battle 49-41. I mean, there's nothing that really needs to be said here other than the Sacramento Kings 8 butt. So yeah, you got anything to add? At least onto that, I guess.
Yeah, I checked in on this game, and after the third quarter, I saw that the Magic were up 98-66. I'm like, oh gosh. Yeah, this is just a ball whooping. I mean, Orlando Magic, I mean, the Sacramento Kings, just, oh boy. Like,
Play the
that,
song.
yeah.
Orlando
Oh,
Magic. Orlando
Orlando
Magic.
Magic, Orlando Magic,
All right, okay.
oh. Yeah, play that song. So, anyways, yeah, Magic BTA. That's pretty much all I got.
Yeah. All right, our next game, the Brooklyn Nets got a win against the tanking Washington Wizards. The Brooklyn Nets were led by Tyrese Martin. Fun fact, he is on a two-way deal. Wait, no, he's not. I was getting him confused with Jalen Martin of the Wizards. That's my fault, but we'll get to him later. Tyrese Martin with 20 points. Drew Timmy,
Drew
19
Timmy.
points. 19 points. And Jalen Wilson also had 20 points. Then Keon Johnson with 15, Noah Clowney with 13, and Cam Johnson with 18 and 9 rebounds. The Wizards were led by A.J. Johnson. Still don't think he got fleeced yet. He played
We'll see
40.
with the
He played
future.
42 minutes. And Kobe
Yeah.
Jones, former Sacramento King, came over in the Jonas Valanciunas trade. He had 20 points. And then Alex Saro 12, Jordan Poole 12, and then Jalen Martin, the two-way man, with 13. So he was the second leading scorer, technically. Justin Champagny had 9 and 9. So sucks for him to even get a double-double. And then Carlton Carrington with 10. And then overall, both teams shot around 44%. Um, Nets shot 39% from three to the 26% of the Wizards. Nets took advantage of the free throws, 95% to the Wizards' 87%. And then the Nets won the rebounding battle, but they turned the ball over 6 more times. They had double the turnovers the Wizards did, 6-12. And then, yeah, I mean, that's about it. So the Tank Bowl, the Nets won. So if Wizards get the first overall pick and Cooper Flag hypothetically does not go to the NBA, stays in college to Duke for one more year. Let's say they don't win the national championship. He's like, run it back. Who do you think they take with the first overall pick? Because they already have Alex Sarr, and now they have AJ Johnson. So do you think it's just a toss up between Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper?
I would definitely think so, but me personally, if I had to choose, I'd probably go with Dylan Harper because he's more of a forward compared to Ace Bailey. He's more of a guard type.
Really?
But
Isn't Ace Bailey like 6'9"?
is he? Oh, dang, I didn't realize he was that tall. Oh my gosh, he is 6'10". Wait, hold on.
Damn! I didn't even know that. Dylan Harper's
Oh,
only
Dylan Harper's
6'7".
good.
He's taller than Cooper Flag.
Okay, we might have to go Ace Bailey on this one, not gonna lie.
I mean,
We
but
might.
that lineup would be kind of deadly. You got AJ Johnson, second year AJ Johnson, Jordan Poole, um, Carlton Carrington, second year Carlton Carrington, um, Ace Bailey, and then Alex Sarr at center. I
That's
like
a,
that. Maybe we could do that. Maybe we could do we could do an NBA mock draft if I can get the
yeah,
NBA done really quick. And then I guess there was only 7 NBA games, but there was a lot of MLB and a lot of NHL. I know that. So if we can
yeah.
get that done quick, then I'll move on. Then the Heat. It was only like it was literally like that. 118-95 over the 76ers. The Heat were led by Tyler Hero with 30 points. Alec Burks with 20. Bam Adebayo 16. Pele Larson from Arizona with 14. And then Kelly Ware and Haywood Highsmith with 13. Kelly Ware also had 14 rebounds. And then the 76ers were led by Jared Butler with 19. Also Quentin Grimes with 15, sold my parlay. I swear. And then the next game he plays, when I don't bet on him because I'm not going to bet for a couple of days, maybe even like a week, he's going to drop like 30 each time. And then Adem Bona with a double-double, 16 and 10. Justin Edwards with 17. Ricky Council with 13. And Lonnie Walker with 10. And then overall, the 76ers actually shot better from the field, 50 to 47%. They shot, oh God, they shot worse from the 3-point line, 46 to 40, but the free throw line they shot 42.9%. Damn. They also turned the ball over 18 times compared to the Heat's 9, and then the Heat won the rebounding battle 47 to 37. So, what do you think about that?
I mean, I just think that the Heat just showed that they were the more physical team today. They shot the ball better, and of
Obviously.
course, yeah, of course, 76ers like 6 for 14 for the free throw line is atrocious. Don't get me wrong, the Bucks when I went were not much better. Yeah, that was terrible. But anyways, I mean, I like what I'm seeing for the Heat. I mean, of course, how about Alec Burks tonight? I mean, he was really good from the 3-point line tonight. And then Pele Larson putting up some good minutes, 14 points. Of course, how about Khalil Ware? Like Khalil Ware,
He's gonna be nasty. I think he's in Rookie of the Year contention now over
what?
Stephon Castle.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ware has been a revelation for this Heat team, and I think looking into the future wise, like Adebayo and Ware is going to be a scary front court duo for years to come.
I agree. All right, our next game. Damn, the Dallas Mavericks defeated the Chicago Bulls 120 to 119. They couldn't pull off a miracle this time. The Mavericks were led by Klay Thompson, and by the way, they had 7 players in double figures. Klay Thompson with 20. Spencer Dinwiddie, 2 rebounds away from a triple double. Kai Jones with 15. Anthony Davis with 18. And PJ Washington with 19. Kai Jones has been a very good addition. He's very athletic, and I just he had mental problems, like mental health. Cat, if you jump up here, I'm gonna slap you. He had mental health problems when he played for the
Charlotte
Hornets. Then he went
Hornets.
to the and
Yeah,
then he went to
Hornet.
the Clippers, and the Clippers let him go for nothing. Watch, the cat's gonna jump up. Come on, do it. What did I say? Oh. And then, yeah, I mean, he could jump out of the building, and I just think a team that can suit his ability and keep him calm, it'll be he'll be a good player for the Mavericks, especially when Kyrie gets back next year. And I mean, the Mavericks will always be good. I mean, they're still almost 500, so yeah. And then for the Bulls, they were led by the amazing rookie Matas Buzelis, 28-9. Nikola Vucevic and Kobe White both had 25. Kobe White had a double double with 11 rebounds. And Zach Collins with 13. Josh Giddey kind of disappointed today. 27 minutes, 8 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. Overall, both teams shot around 47%. Bulls did shoot 42% from three to the Mavericks 30, but both teams shot around 80% from the free throw line. It's like this is where the Bulls lost the game. They turned the ball over 19 times to the Mavericks 6. If they cut that in half, let's say they turn the ball over 13 times. They got rid of the amount of times the Mavericks turn the ball over. They win this game by 10 points. They out-rebounded the Mavericks 56-41. So, yeah, you
Wow.
take away all of the turnovers, and the Bulls win this game by 10 points. And it's like, that's what you get with having a young team. And Trey Jones, who's been their backup point guard, has been out for a couple of games. So Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips. Sorry, I could ramble on about the Bulls all I want. They've been getting more minutes. Patrick Williams has been struggling lately, especially when I bet on him, and he doesn't even get 3 points. But that's a problem for a different day, especially now that I'm taking a break. Um, our next game, if my computer won't mess up, was the Celtics defeated the Spurs 121-111. They were led by Jason Tatum with 2 assists away from a triple-double and 29 points. Drew Holiday, 21 points. Luke Cornett, 15 points, 16 rebounds. Damn.
From Luke Cornett.
Um, Derek White with
Wow.
13, Kristaps Porzingis with 11, and Jaylen Brown with 14. Baylor Shireman even contributed 7 points. And Sam Hauser, Stevens Point High School graduate, chipped in with 11. And then for the Spurs, they were led by Keldon Johnson off the bench with 23 points. Stephon Castle with 22 and 8. Harrison Barnes with 13. Jeremy Sokan with 18. Devin Vassell with 14. And Chris Paul with 12. Overall, both teams struggled 48% to 43% for the Celtics and the Spurs. And then they both shot like 35% from the three-point line. They both shot 77.8% from the free throw line, but this is where the Celtics won this game. Even though they turned the ball over 5 more times, there was only 13 turnovers the entire game. 4 turnovers for the Spurs, 9 for the Celtics. They I mean, it was the same like for the Bulls game. They out-rebounded them 54-35. It's like, damn, almost 20 more rebounds. That's good. I mean, that's BK on the glass. All right, our second to last game. This was a BTA. 132-111. The Oklahoma City Thunder extend their best NBA record to 62-12. They were led by guess who? Free throw merchant Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who was 3 rebounds and 2 assists away from a triple double with 33 points. Isaiah Joe had 19. Lou Dort with 22. Jalen Williams of the EN had 18. And Kendrick Williams with 10. And they were without Chet Holmgren today, so that's a pretty good win. Casey Walsh also had 14, and Isaiah Hartenstein also got hurt in the first half, so he might be out there next game. So the Pacers were led by Tyrese Halliburton with 18 points, Andrew Nembhard with 16, Jarris Walker and Ben Shepherd both had 10, Obi Toppin with 12, and Pascal Siakam with 11. Overall, the Thunder shot 51% from the field, and the Pacers shot 44%. The Thunder shot 47% to the 33% of the Pacers from three, and then 82% to 73% for the Pacers at the free throw line. Only 20 turnovers. The 11-9 Oklahoma City won that, and Oklahoma City also won the rebounding battle 47-43. With the same amount of offensive rebounds, they just got more defensive rebounds. Yeah. Michael, you have anything to say about that?
Again, just Thunder just dominating, but I just want to know something about the Thunder. I just saw today that the Thunder, if they win out, they win. They are going to be the third team only in NBA history to win 70 games in a regular season, and I don't think
What?
that's really that's I don't think that's talked about enough. Just like how good this Oklahoma City Thunder team. I bet you if this Thunder team like has a dominating postseason run and wins the championship, this might be considered like one of the greatest teams that we've ever seen.
All I'm gonna say is they play the Lakers twice, the Rockets. Like if they could get through the Bulls, the Pistons, the Rockets, and the Lakers twice, they play the Suns, Jazz, and Pelicans their last 3 games. So I mean, the Bulls. The only reason I say if they could get through the Bulls is because the Bulls have been playing super good basketball lately. I'm not saying they're on any level close to the Thunder, but you never know. And it's in Oklahoma City, so you know what's going to happen? BTA. I'm not even going to get the belt out for that. All right. And then our final game would be the Lakers and the Grizzlies. Lakers got a win in Memphis, 134-127. The Lakers were led by Austin Reeves with 31 points. Luka Doncic had 29 points, and LeBron had 25. Gabe Vincent with 15. Wow. Dorian Finney-Smith with 11, and Rui Hachimura with 13. Um, then the Grizzlies were led by Desmond Bane with 29. John Morant in his return for the first time in about a month. He had 22, 10, and 8 rebounds. And then Zach Edey with a double-double. Desmond Bane with 20. Oh, I already said that. Jaren Jackson with 24. Scottie Pippen Jr. off the bench with 16. Overall, both teams shot above 50%. They both shot around 44% from the field, or 3-point line, excuse me. But the Lakers took advantage of the free throws, shooting 92% on 27 attempts to the Grizzlies' 72% on 18 attempts. They both had it was 41-42. The Lakers won the rebounding battle, and 13-12. The Grizzlies won the turnover battle. So really close game. It's just that the Lakers made more 3-pointers, and they made more of their free throws. You got anything to add before we go to the next sport?
Okay, I just want to touch on something. The Grizzlies and their coaching situations. Um, yeah, if you guys haven't heard, so the Grizzlies just
What's wrong with
fired
Taylor or what's wrong with Taylor Jenkins?
wondering the same thing. I mean, I get the Grizzlies have been struggling recently, but Taylor Jenkins has not done anything wrong, like outside of coaching. So I have no idea why the Grizzlies would fire him. Like, why? Like, they had a really good year, and I know he's been struggling, but like firing the head coach is not gonna do anything. Trust me, I'm a Bucks fan,
Wait,
and firing.
they fired Taylor Jenkins?
Yes, they did yesterday.
What?
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is the greatest move or not, but I just thought that the Grizzlies were affected by this tonight. As yeah, they didn't. I mean, they put up 127, but the defense really just wasn't there tonight. But yeah, we'll see how this move like affects the Grizzlies moving forward.
I got nothing. You can move on to NHL, MLB, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. So yeah, Taylor Jenkins has got fired, but I think they already named one of their assistants as their interim, so we'll see how that goes with the Grizzlies. Yeah, so anyways, we still have so let's move on to NHL. There's still 3 games going on right now. Flames and Oilers are tied up at 1 after 2. Rangers are up 3-0 against the Sharks in the second, and then the Stars are up on the Kraken 2-1 in the second. Okay. Basically just rapid fire. Alright. So The Philadelphia Flyers have defeated the Buffalo Sabres today, 7-4, and the Flyers were led by Matt Michkov and Ryan Poehling, each having 2 goals apiece for the Flyers. And also scoring today was Noah Cates. He had a goal and 2 assists today. Tyson Forrester had a goal and assist as well. And then Jacob Pelletier also had a goal for the Flyers as well. And then assisting was Bobby Brink. He had 2 of them today. And then Travis Konechny had 2 assists as well. Owen Tippett recording 2 assists as well. And then others recording assists were Ali Lixell and Igor Zamula. And then in net today for the Flyers was Samuel Ersson. Not the greatest day for him, but the offense backed him up because Ersson had 17 saves today out of 21 save attempts, allowed 4 goals with an .810 save percentage. So overall, not the greatest day, but the Flyers offense definitely backed up Ersson as well, so that's good. Meanwhile, for the Sabres, they were led by Jack Quinn, who had 2 goals and assists today for the Sabres, and then JJ Peterka had a goal and assist as well, and then Alex Tuch had a goal for the Sabres as well. And then assisting for the Sabres today was Ryan McLeod, who had 3 assists today, and then Owen Power recorded an assist as well. And then in that today, oh boy, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen struggled today. 25 saves out of 32 saves attempts, allowing 7 goals and having a .781 save percentage. Yeah, not the brightest day for Luukkonen. But anyways, the Flyers defeat the Sabres 7-4. And then moving on to our next game here, the Lightning defeat the Islanders 5-3. The Lightning were led by Braden Point, who had 2 goals today. And then also scoring was Jake Gensel, who had a goal and assist. Nikita Kucherov had a goal and 3 assists today. And then also Nick Perbix also had a goal today for the Lightning. And then assisting for the Lightning today was Brandon Hagel, who had an assist. And then Victor Hedman had 2 assists for the Lightning. And then Ryan McDonough also recorded an assist. And then in net today for the Lightning was Jonas Johansson, who had 35 saves out of 38 save attempts, allowing 3 goals and having a .921 save percentage. So overall, solid day for Johansson. And then looking at the New York Islanders, they were led scoring goals for the Isles today were Mark Gatcomb, Tony DiAngelo, and Ryan Pollock. And then assisting for the Isles today was Anders Lee, Maxim Siplakov, Adam Bachvist, and Adam Pilic. And then in net today for the Islanders was Ilya Sorokin, who had 19 saves, 23 save attempts, and 4 goals allowed, and the save percentage of .826. So again, not the greatest day at all for Ilya Sorokin. Definitely struggled. So Lightning defeated the Islanders 5-3. And then moving on, the St. Louis Blues defeated the Colorado Avalanche today 2-1. The Blues were led by Zach Bolduc and Pavel Buchnevich, each recording a goal apiece. And then assisting today was Robert Thomas. He had 2 assists today. And then Oscar Sundqvist and Ryan Suter each recorded an assist for the Blues. And then the Blues were led by Jordan Binnington in net, who put up a masterclass performance tonight. He had 28 saves on 29 save attempts, allowing a goal with a save percentage of .966. So just Jordan Binnington just continues to be a brick wall for the St. Louis Blues teams. And now they're creeping up on a favorite team of mine as well. And then for the Avalanche, the only goal scorer tonight was Nathan MacKinnon, scoring the lone goal for the Avs. And then assisting on that was Devin Tays. And then in net tonight for the Avalanche was Mackenzie Blackwood with 25 saves and 27 saves attempts, allowing 2 goals allowed, having a save percentage of .926. So overall, a good day for Mackenzie Blackwood, but sadly the offense couldn't back him up as the Blues get a big win in Colorado 2-1. And then the New Jersey Devils defeated the Minnesota Wild, of course, 5-2. So, yeah, not very happy with that result. But, yeah. But, anyways, for the Devils today, Nico Hischier had a hat trick today with 3 goals. Yeah, that's not good. Tomas Tatar and Paul Cotter also recorded goals, and then assisting today for the Devils was Jesper Bratt, who had 2 of them, and then Justin Dolling, Nolan Foote, Stefan Olsen, Andre Palat, and Luke Hughes also had assists today. And then in that today for the Devils was Jacob Markstrom, who had a really good night tonight, or a really good day today with 22 saves, 24 saves again, or save attempts, excuse me, and 2 goals allowed, and having a 917 save percentage. So overall, pretty good day for Markstrom. Meanwhile, for the Wild, the only offensive production happening today was Marcus Foligno. He had a goal and assist, and then Ryan Hartman had a goal, and then Gustav Nyquist and Zach Bogosian and Jared Spurgeon also recorded assists for the Wild, and then Philip Gustafson struggled today. Oh boy, 28 saves, 33 save attempts, allowing 5 goals with an 848 save percentage. So not the greatest day for Gustafson, but the Devils defeat the Wild 5-2. Yeah, not the greatest outcome. And then the Golden Knights defeated the Predators 3-1. The Golden Knights were led by Jack Eichel with a goal and assist. And then Brett Howden and Riley Smith also scored for the Golden Knights. And then assisting was Shea Theodore with 2 assists. And then even Ivan Barbashev had an assist. And Victor Olofsson, Mark Stone also recorded verses for the Golden Knights. And then in that tonight for the Golden Knights was Aiden Hill, who had 23 saves, 24 saves attempts, allowing 1 goal with a 958 save percentage. So overall, a good day for Aiden Hill. And then tonight for the Predators, they were led by Ryan O'Reilly, who scored the only goal tonight. And then Philip Forsberg and Nick Blackenberg assisted on the Ryan O'Reilly goal. And then in that tonight was Justice Anowin, who had 26 saves out of 28 save attempts, allowing 2 goals with a 929 save percentage. So a pretty good night for Anowin. It's just, again, the offense was just not there to back him up tonight. So the Golden Knights get that one. And then the Senators defeated the Blue Jackets 3-2. The Senators were led by Boone Jenner, that's the Blue Jackets. The Senators were led by Drake Batherson, who had a goal, and then Ridley Gregg had a goal and assist, and then Jake Sanderson had a goal for the Sens as well. And then assisting was Shane Pinto with 2 assists for the Sens, and then Dylan Cousins had an assist. Shane Pinto had 2. Thomas Chabot and Artem Zub had an assist as well for the Senators. And then in net tonight for the Senators was Linus Allmark, who had 29 saves, 31 saves attempts, allowing 2 goals allowed, having a 935 save percentage. So overall, a great night for Linus Allmark. And then for the Blue Jackets, they were led by Boone Jenner and Kirill Marchenko, scoring the only goals for the Blue Jackets. And assisted on them were Denton Mateyuk and then Zach Werenski, who assisted twice for the Blue Jackets. And then in that tonight was Daniil Tarasov, who had 24 saves out of 27 save attempts, allowing 3 goals with an 89 save percentage. It's not the greatest night for him, as the Senators defeat the Blue Jackets once again 3-2. And then the Maple Leafs defeat the Kings tonight 3-1. The Maple Leafs were led by John Tavares, who had 2 goals tonight, and Austin Matthews had a goal and assist as well. Others assisting were Mitch Marner, Jake McCabe, and Morgan Riley. And then in that tonight for the Maple Leafs was Anthony Stolarz, who had 35 saves and 30 out of 36 save attempts, allowing a goal with a 972 save percentage. So overall, great night masterclass for Anthony Stolarz. And then scoring the only goal tonight for the Kings was Alex Lafreniere, and then assisting the was Philip Deneau. And then the net tonight for the Kings was Darcy Kemper, who had 23 saves out of 25 save attempts, allowing 2 goals and having a 920 save percentage. So overall, pretty solid night for Kemper. But again, the offense just not backing it up. That's once again the Maple Leafs beat the Kings 3-1. And then our final result so far in the NHL was the Red Wings. They defeated the Bruins 2-1. The Red Wings were led by Marco Kasper and Lucas Raymond with a goal each. And then assisting on those goals were Patrick Kane and Moritz Seider. And then in that tonight for the Red Wings was Cam Talbot, the former Minnesota Wild. So Talbot had 20 saves out of 21 save attempts, only allowing 1 goal with a 952 save percentage. So phenomenal night for Cam Talbot. And then scoring the only goal for the Bruins was Morgan Geekie. And then assisting on that goal was Mason Loray. And then in net for the Bruins was Jeremy Swayman, having 20 saves, 22 saves attempts, allowing 2 goals, and having a 909 save percentage. So again, good night for Swayman. Again, the offense is going to back it up. So that's it for the fantasy results. So far, looking at the updates. So the Flames and Oilers are again after 2 are tied at 1. The Rangers are up 3-0 after 2 against the Sharks. And then the Stars are currently up in the Kraken 2-1, currently in the second. So Dre, your overall thoughts on the NHL night tonight?
I'm gonna be honest. I barely heard anything that you said.
Oh, my bad. I was
No, that's good.
trying.
You'll be able to hear it in the video, but like at like halfway, I was just like looking at stuff on my computer and at the same time trying to listen to you, but you're like half tone, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. I can't understand anything.
Yeah, my bad. I was just trying to keep it down because
No, it's
I'm
fine.
the only one. Yeah. All right. So Dre, you want to move on to MLB?
Yeah, I got it. We had 15 games today, which means every single team played. So, our first game, I'm not even gonna get the belt. I'm just gonna say the Yankees won 20-9, and they were led by Aaron Judge, who had 3 home runs. And yeah, Nestor Cortez got the crap beat out of him. I mean, I'm not even gonna go over the rest of the game. It doesn't even matter because the Brewers lost 20-9. That's all people
Yeah,
need to know. I mean,
that's bad.
the Yankees hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 home runs. They had as many home runs as the Brewers had runs in total. So yeah. The next game, very interesting game. The Los Angeles Angels beat the Chicago White Sox 1-0. They were led by Yoan Moncada, former White Sox, who had the 1 RBI. Jose Soriano got the win, and then for the White Sox, um, Mike Clevenger got the loss, who gave up the 1 earned run. Um, yeah, I mean, the White Sox only had 2 hits in total, and that was Andrew Benintendi and Brooks Baldwin. So, yeah, very non interesting game. Michael, do you have anything for those 2 games?
Basically, I just want to say about the Brewers. Aaron Judge had 3 home runs today, so yeah, it's not good. And then both for the Brewers pitchers, I just also want to mention Nestor Cortez. Yeah, again, not a good day, but him and Connor Thomas both pitched 4 innings and allowed 16 runs. So
Jeez. Oh, man.
that's rough. But then the Angels, I mean, how about Jose Soriano pitching a masterclass of the performance tonight? I think
He's good.
Soriano's gonna,
He's young. He's good.
yeah, he's gonna be a very solid pitcher for the Angels. I'm looking forward to him pitching more. But yeah, I know it's against the White Sox, but Angels got something to look forward to watch this year. Jose Soriano is gonna be a dealer this year.
I agree. Our next game was the Cardinals and the Twins. Cardinals won this one 5-1, which means they remain sole standing of first place in the NL Central. I'm pretty sure that means they're 2-0, right? Yep, they're 2-0.
Yep.
They were led by Lars Nootbaar, who had 2 RBIs. Brendan Donovan, Nolan Arenado, and Ivan Herrera all had RBIs. And Eric Fetty got the win with only 2 hits and 1 earned run in his 6 innings of work for the Twins, they were led by Willie Castro, who has an RBI. He had an RBI in the game as well, the first game. And then the loss goes to Jorge Alcala, who gave up 3 earned runs in 0 innings of work. And then, yeah, that's just not very good. And Joan Duran also gave up an earned run in only 1/3 of an inning, which means Justin Topa had to finish off the inning that he started. So, yeah, Michael, what do you think? I mean, Nolan Arenado's been looking pretty good.
Yeah, he's been looking phenomenal, as well as Lars Nootbaar. I've been impressed with those two the most because Lars Nootbaar's been getting a lot of hits. He's a great leadoff hitter for this Cardinals team, and when he's leading off, this Cardinals team is going to be dangerous because you got Lars Nootbaar looking to get on base, and then you got Nolan Arenado in like the fourth spot to clean up. So this Cardinals team is looking dangerous, and of course, I'm a Brewers fan, you're a Cubs fan. We better be watching out for this Cardinals team.
I agree. Our next game on the list is the Orioles defeated the Blue Jays 9-5. They were led by Jordan Westburg, who had 2 home runs, and Colton Cowser, who had a home run. And then Cedric Mullin and Heston Kjerstad and Gary Sanchez all had RBIs, as well as Ramon Urias, who had 3 RBIs. I'm pretty sure Yenier Cano got the win, who went an inning of work with 2 strikeouts. And then for the Blue Jays, I just got a notification on my phone. It really confused me. They were led by Andres Jimenez, who had a home run and 2 RBIs. Alejandro Kirk, Anthony Santander, and Vladimir Guerrero also had RBIs. And then the loss, I would assume, goes to Richard Lovelady, who gave up 4 earned runs in 1 inning of work. So, yeah, I mean, Max Scherzer only went 3 innings, gave up 2 earned runs. I mean, but the rest of the bullpen, other than Richard Lovelady and Jacob Barnes, former Brewer, Chad Green, Yimi Garcia, and Jeff Hoffman all did pretty damn well. So yeah, I'll do this next game real quick because it wasn't very close either. The Philadelphia Phillies won 11-6 over the Washington Nationals. A fifth-run sixth inning boosted them to a win in Washington D.C. The Phillies were led by Bryson Stott and Kyle Schwarber, who each had home runs, as well as Brandon Marsh. Edmundo Sosa, Johan Rojas also contributed some RBIs, and the win goes to, I would assume, Jesus Luzardo, who had 11 strikeouts in 5 innings. What is that? Only 4 batters that he didn't strike out? That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah,
With
that's
with 2 earned runs, and then for the Nationals, they were led by Ahmed Rosario, Nate Lowe, and Keibert Ruiz, who all had home runs, and nobody else had an RBI. So that means all of their runs were scored either on that home runs or by the same guy that gave up the home runs. I think the loss would go to Orlando Rebalta, who gave up 4 runs in 2 innings of work. But overall, none of the pitchers for the Nationals did very good. They all gave up at least 2 runs, except for Eduardo Salazar, who went an inning and 2/3 at the end of the game. Overall, Michael, what are your opinions on the Blue Jays and the? If I can get back to the page, where'd it go? There it is. Blue Jays and Phillies games.
I just think, of course, the Orioles, that offense is just loaded. Their wins, they had a combined 21 runs, which is very impressive. I mean, this offense is a machine. The worry now is they're starting pitching, but hopefully they can get that figured out at the end of the year. And then, of course, the Phillies, like, they love to score runs too. They scored a combined 18 runs in their first 2 games. So Orioles and Phillies have just machines, well-oiled machines for offenses, and this can be fun to watch for the rest of the way.
You are right. All right, our next game. Actually, our next 2 games I'll go over. The Pirates lost another walk-off in the 12th inning to the Miami Marlins. The Marlins were led by Xavier Edwards, Otto Lopez, Dane Myers, Derek Hill, and Kyle Stowers, who all had RBIs. And Dane Myers had 3 hits, 2 runs on the day, and the walk-off hit. The I would assume the win went to George Soriano, who I think pitched the 12th inning. But yeah, the starter, Valentin wow, all of these guys except for Anthony Bender and maybe Calvin Faulker. That's his name, Faucher. I've never really heard about any of them except for Anthony Bender. I like Anthony Bender though; he throws funky. And then for the Pirates, they were led by Joey Bart, Jack Sawinski, and Adam Frazier, who all had RBIs. And then Bailey Falter went 6 innings with 2-run ball. But then the loss went to, I would assume, Tim Meza because he only pitched a third of an inning, and that would probably be the 12th inning. So yeah. And then our next game also included another NL Central team. That's why I said I'd just go over both of them. The Cincinnati Reds got a big win over the Giants. They were led by Matt McLean and Christian Encarnacion Strand, who both had home runs, and Ellie De La Cruz knocked in an RBI as well. And the pitcher, Nick Lodolo, went 6 innings of 2-run ball, and the bullpen gave up 0 runs in total. And then for the Giants, they were led by Wilmer Flores, who hit another home run, and then Jung Ho Lee, the Japanese player who signed with them last year, um, he had an RBI. Justin Verlander went 5 innings of 2-run ball with 5 strikeouts, and then other than that, Spencer Bivens gave up the other run, so I'd assume he gets the loss. But other than that, Michael, what do you have on the opinions of the other two NL Central games?
I basically just repeating myself when I say this, but do not get into extra inning games against the Marlins in Lone Depot Park. I mean, it's just crazy. The Marlins' first 2 wins of the season are on walk-offs. It's looking like it's going to be a repeat of last year. Imagine if all the Marlins wins this year were all at home against walk-offs. Dude, that'd be crazy. That'd be absolutely crazy. And also, the Reds, the pitching looked great today against the Giants again. Nick Lodolo looked really good today. Of course, only allowing 200 runs in 6 innings of outing. That is a quality start for Lodolo. Overall, this Reds pitching staff is looking good. Now we just need to find some consistency in that hitting core.
I agree. Our next game is the Cleveland Guardians lost to the Kansas City Royals 3-4. The Royals were led by Michael Garcia with a home run. Bobby Witt and Salvador Perez also chipped in RBIs. Seth Lugo went 5 innings with 3 earned runs, and the bullpen shut him down the rest of the game. And then for the oh wow, for the Guardians, they were led by Stephen Kwan, who had a home run. You don't see that often. Carlos Santana and Bo Naylor also had RBIs, and Gavin Williams went 5 innings of 2-run ball, but then Paul Sewald, who I would assume got the loss, 2/3 of an inning with 2 earned runs. So yeah, not a good day for the Guardians bullpen. Our next game was the Colorado Rockies defeating Tampa Bay in their new stadium. The Rockies were led by Kyle Farmer and Brenton Doyle, who both had RBIs. And then Antonio Senzatella, who had 0 earned runs, but gave up 9 hits in 4 1/3 innings. And then Seth Halverson got the win, pitching the uh, final out of the 8th and the 9th inning. And then for the Rays, they were led by Taylor Walls with a RBI, Zach Littell with 1 earned run in 6 innings with 7 strikeouts, and Garrett Clevenger, who I would assume got the loss, gave up 1 run in 1 inning. But Manuel Rodriguez, former Cub, dude, the Rays have so many old Cubs relievers. They have Hunter Biggie, and then Manuel Rodriguez. I don't even know. They might have more. I just can't tell. And then I will go over this game, and then I'll get Michael's opinions. The Rangers defeated the Boston Red Sox 4-3 to take the. Actually, I don't know if there's a game 4, so I'm not going to say that. Adolis Garcia was definitely the MVP with a 3-run home run, and then Marcus Semien, who had 1 RBI, but then Tyler Mahle only went an inning and 2/3 with 1 earned run. Jacob Webb gave up an earned run, and then Robert Garcia gave up an earned run. So that means Chris Martin would have gotten the win. And then for the Red Sox, Christian Campbell hit his first career home run, I'm pretty sure. So congrats to him. Rafael Devers and Carlos Narvaez both contributed RBIs. Walker Kessler went 7 hits in 4 1/3 innings with 4 runs, and then the bullpen shut him down. So yeah, Michael, what are your opinions on the Guardians, Rockies, and Rangers game?
Just gonna start first with the Rangers game. Like the Rangers had a bullpen game today, and the bullpen game was really good today, especially with Hobie Milner, former Brewer,
I
got the
hate
win
that
today.
guy in MLB The Show. I've played him so many times.
Yeah, good for Milner. Hopefully does well in Texas. This definitely miss him as a Brewer, but anyways, just something to point out there. And then the Royals, that was a big win for the Guardians today. They needed to win
The
that one to
Guardians
force the
lost, chat.
or I'm at the
The
Royals
Royals
got a
won
big win.
4-3.
Yeah, Royals got a big win today against the Guardians. And that'll force a rubber match for us tomorrow. So yeah, the Royals making things interesting in the AL Central. That'll be a fun race to watch all season long. Looking forward to that. Who's going to compete for that AL Central? And then the Rockies. I mean, pitching looked good today. Um, especially especially the Rockies starter today. Peralta, or excuse me, not Peralta, but Anthony Santazella. Yeah, he looked really good today. He, even though he only pitched 4 1/3, but not allowing runs, and even though even though he didn't earn a lot or didn't strike out any, like just the fact that he was able to get like no runs allowed is huge for this Rockies team, and eventually would get him the win. But overall, like seeing some good progress from the Rockies.
I agree. I wonder how many double plays he drew or got, because if you give up 9 hits, there's no way. How many strikeouts do you have? Let's look. Um, Antonio Senzatella. He didn't have a single strikeout. He had 9 hits and 2 walks. So how many double plays did he get? I don't know, but this next game was definitely a rubber match. The San Diego Padres won 1-0 over the Atlanta Braves. The one RBI went to Yuli Gurriel, former Marlin and Astro. Um, and then Randy Vasquez would get the win, I would assume, because he went 6 innings of 0 run ball. But the bullpen shut him down as well. And then the Braves, nobody had an RBI, so the first shutout. But Marcel Ozuna had 3 walks, and Spencer Schwellenbach went 6 innings of 0 run ball, but Aaron Bummer gave up the 1 run, so he would end up getting the loss. And then our
That's a
next
bummer.
game, literally, our next game was also a rubber match between the Astros and the Mets. The Astros won this one 2-1. Jeremy Pena with a home run, and then Jordan Alvarez with an RBI. Spencer Spaghetti, had 6 innings of 1 earned run ball, so he probably ended up getting the win. I cannot confirm nor deny. And then the Mets were led by Juan Soto with an RBI. He has been raking in his first few games. Griffin Canning, the acquisition and free agency from the Mets, gave up 2 earned runs in 5 2/3 and ended up getting the loss. Um, so yeah, we got 2 more games after that, and then one game that's still resuming. So I'll do the next two. And Michael, what are your opinions on the Padres and the Astros game?
Spencer Spaghetti. That's an excellent nickname. I'll definitely say that. But yeah, Spencer Spaghetti definitely sauced things up today. Gotcha. But and but anyways, yeah, this Astros has pitched a really good day today. I mean, Arrighetti had 5 strikeouts. And of course the bullpen for the Astros looked really good today. King, Abreu, and Hader. I mean, the Astros bullpen looks lethal today. Absolutely shut down that unit of the Mets. I mean, and of course, 1-0. 1-0 games are always fun to watch. I mean, the pitching matchups, but yeah, I mean, San Diego off to 3-0, just impressive by the Padres about what they're doing so far in San Diego. I mean, the Braves are I mean, 3 straight wins against the Braves, like, that's not easy to do. I mean, just props to the Padres for how they're starting their season off strong.
I agree. Spencer Spaghetti. Might have to buy a jersey. Our next
Yeah.
game, the Chicago Cubs got a win over the Arizona Diamondbacks in a scare, 4-3. The Cubs were led by Kyle Tucker and Matt Shaw. First home run in the big leagues. Congratulations to Matt Shaw. Kyle Tucker, first home run in a Cubs uniform. He had 2 RBIs as well, and then Miguel Amaya with an RBI. And by the way, the Matt Shaw home run was a pinch hit home run. Shota Imanaga, gem today. That's all you have to say. 3 hits in 7 innings and 1 earned run. Ryan Presley got the save, but he almost blew it. 4 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk in his 1 inning of work. Porter Hodge got the hold. The Diamondbacks were led by Eugenio Suarez with a home run and 2 RBIs. He has 3 home runs in 2 games against the Cubs. Jake McCarthy had the other RBI, but then the loss went to, I think it would be Jalen Beeks since he gave up the 4th run. It might have went to Brandon Pfaff. But Brandon
It went to
Pfaff,
Brad Pat.
okay, he had 6 innings and 3 earned runs. But then Bryce Jarvis and Justin Martinez both did not give up a run in their 2 innings of work. And the final game that's not active at the moment was the Tigers and the Dodgers. The Dodgers got the win, 7-3. They were led by Freddie Freeman and Will Smith, who both hit home runs, as well as Tommy Edman. Teoscar Hernandez also had 2 RBIs, and Michael Conforto with an RBI. Uh, I don't even know who would get the win here. I know it's not Roki Sasaki, because he gave up 2 runs in an inning and 2/3. But
Anthony Banda.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because they had like 8 guys pitch. 3, 4, 5, 6. They had 7 guys pitch tonight. And then for the Tigers, they were led by Trey Sweeney, Manuel Margot, and Zach McKinstry, who all had RBIs. Spencer Torkelson keeping his good hitting going with a hit and a walk. And then Reese Olson gave up 4 earned runs. Brant Kerder gave up an earned run. And Kenta Maeda, I forgot he was even on this team, had 2 earned runs given up. So yeah, I assume the loss would go to Reese Olson since they didn't even score 4 runs. And I guess we will just go to the final game that's in the bottom of the ninth. The Athletics are beating the Mariners 4-2. They are led by Shea Langoliers with a home run and 2 RBIs, Miguel Andujar with an RBI, and Brent Rooker with an RBI. Osvaldo Bido went 5 innings with 1 earned run, and then Mason Miller is currently on the mound to attempt to get the save. So yeah, I assume that Mason Miller, considering he throws 103 miles an hour, will be getting these 3 outs against the Seattle Mariners, but you can never confirm nor deny. For the Mariners, they were led by Jorge Polanco, who had an RBI. And the reason there was no other RBI is because they scored on a error thrown by Shea Langoliers. And then Bryce Miller went 5 2/3 with 3 earned runs. And then the bullpen shut him down the rest of the way. But yeah, I will. Yep, first batter, Mason Miller, strikeout. So yeah, he is 2 outs away from another save. I think Mason Miller could be in contention for reliever of the year. So yeah, but that's it. And there will be no parlay segment because I already looked and there are no good lines that I think are confirmed as locks or that I would confirm that you should bet on. But the one parlay I put in with my $2 I had left after I withdrew the rest of my money, I did Todd Pettiford over his points. I did Zakai Ziegler over 5.5 assists, and I did Johnny Broom over 11.5 rebounds. So yeah, I like Todd Pettiford. He has been doing great in the tournament. Johnny Broom against Michigan State, who doesn't really have a big. He should do that. And then Houston and Tennessee, I think that'll be a grudge match. So I think Tennessee will be getting a lot of buckets in the paint, and Zakai Ziegler can get a lot of passes in there. And I think that if I can I just need to do that. I just need to find picks that I like, and I just need to put like $2 on it. And if it works, it works. Just one parlay a day. Just keep gradually making money. if this one hits. If it doesn't, then I'm done. But yeah, so yeah, there's always positives. You know, you have to think of the bright side of what could happen. But yeah, Michael, do you have anything?
Um, I guess just going with the lines thing. I would suspect that Michigan State and Auburn game is going to be a very defensive battle. I could definitely see that. It's going to be short defensively, but I would just say and oh yeah, Houston Tennessee is also going to be a defensive battle. So I'd say try to look for unders in that one for that. Tennessee and Houston. It's going to be grinded defensive battle, slow, methodically, and yeah, we're up for good Elite Eight and for tomorrow, and we're gonna get ready for the Final Four for next Saturday. So yeah, good time to be a sports fan. So yeah,
I agree. Mason Miller did just give up a hit, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe the Mariners are gonna hit a absolute nuke to tie the game here. Let me see who got the hit for the Mariners. I'm not confident, but they only have. Well, I think it was J.P. Crawford because yeah, I think it was J.P. Crawford. But yeah, in the end, I think that is all the sports news for today. I hope you all enjoyed.
yeah. So yeah, like Dre said, that'll do it for today. I'm Michael Harry. We're with Andre Tainter. So yeah, thank you for joining us on the podcast today. Will be my final day in Southwest Wisconsin before I return back to UW Whitewater. So yeah, it's been yeah, it's been fun in this area, but we're gonna keep doing the podcast as well from my dorm room. Heck, maybe since I'm back in college, we'll probably have guests from my college buddies or something like that. I don't know, or Drake could find some of like both of our friends, or maybe his friends that I don't know about or anything to join the
Bro,
podcast
I
as
got
well.
tons of
So,
friends.
oh, you got some. They're just busy.
Mason
Yeah,
Miller got a second strikeout, so they're 1 out away. But anyways, yeah, Michael, get some of your friends on the podcast. We have some guests, and yeah, it'd be fun. But yeah,
I think I think I got one person reached out, but we'll see if that guy's
who?
available for it tomorrow. Um, I don't think you'll probably know him, but there's like one guy. Remember that we talked about like before we started doing this? Yeah. If you guys want to know, he might appear tomorrow or maybe later in the week this week. So we're gonna leave you with a cliffhanger.
All right, all right,
Yeah. So that'll do it. Michael Hearn, Andre Tainer, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
gang.